To that number 2 team in the Western Conference, LeBron James expected to miss at least 1 to 2 weeks with a growing strain. That, according to what sources are telling our Shams Charania. LeBron downplayed the injury after Saturday night's loss in Boston. Shams says the Lakers are bracing to be without him for a period of time and will be cautious as they hang on to that 2 seed out west. To dive more into it, NBA reporter Dave McMenamin joining the program. Mac-10, fantastic to see you. When could we get a clearer timeline on LeBron's recovery?
Gary, the Lakers training staff are allowing the groin injury for LeBron to, quote, calm down before they seek medical imaging. So that could be the course of a couple days before we learn more about what the strain is, whether it's a grade 1, grade 2. Obviously, grade 3 would be pretty devastating, but that's not the expectation here. In the meantime, as you mentioned, sources have told both me and Shams Charania that his absence is expected to be measured in weeks and not days. And so the Lakers have this tough stretch ahead of them, 6 games in the course of 8 days starting on Thursday, and they could be missing LeBron for the entirety of that stretch.
You're talking about it's measured in weeks. We have about 4 weeks left in the regular season, so we're running up against it. Lakers are second in the West. They have Luka for times like this. What is LA's approach here without LeBron going forward?
You know, a team source told me that it's business as usual, that they've already had to establish a next up mentality throughout the entire season, and this will only extend to the period that they're facing right now. There was no outside of the ordinary messaging that was delivered to the team as they had their meetings from Boston to New York in preparation for this Nets game, and certainly they had already begun to put the ball in Luka's hands. He's on a stretch right now, averaging over 30 points and 10 assists over his last 4 games. They're just going to continue to have him be the hub of the offense. And certainly the fact that they got Austin Reeves back from that that hamstring injury that he was feeling before LeBron had to go out is a benefit, because this will now be Luka and AR shouldering the load of the Lakers offense while LeBron's getting right.
Man, and that offense is going to have to be working overtime. LA has 7 games in the next 11 days, 2 against Milwaukee and 2 against Denver, who right now they're evened up with second seed in the Western Conference. That's
sense of urgency for the Cavs as well, because they just want to keep this up. They have won 14 in a row with no end in sight. This is how it started. Cavs against the Pistons, February the 5th, 5 seconds left in the game. Game tied at 1:15. Darius Garland. Oh, okay. 31 feet out. That'll do. Here's how it sounded.
Darius Garland over the timeline. Garland for the win. Oh! Darius with the dagger. DG for 3, baby.
That was number 1. 13 later, we're still going. Garland had 25 points in that one.
February 28th, they're playing the Celtics. We jump to the 4th quarter. The game is tied at 106. Donovan Mitchell, the flow will break you down. The crossover into the 3. And then in the lane, and 1. They win it 123-116. He had 41 points despite that was their 9th straight win.
So I don't know if you've noticed this. We had Darius Garland, then it was Donovan Mitchell. The contributions have come from everybody. This one, the Cavs up 3 against the Trailblazers. Jarrett Allen to make it a 5-point lead. Then DeAndre Hunter. Cavs won it 133-129, 10 straight wins. Hunter was the one in that one. He had 32 points.
All right, so the win streak would continue. They had to rally to make it 13 in a row. They're taking on the Hornets. They're down 3. Evan Mobley stepping back and tying it with the 3. And then off the miss, Hunter gets the rebound, puts it back in. 118-117. They escaped 13 in a row.
And this is number 14, a win against the Bucks on Sunday. They took care of the team. All of their starters were in double figures. Strus led the way with 5 threes. The 9th game this season, the Cavs had made 10 or more three-pointers. 10 more three-pointers than their opponents. The Cavs won at 112-100.
For a little perspective on what we saw Sunday night, we bring in Kendrick Perkins to Sports Center. Saturday night, Perk, after the Celtics took down the Lakers, you said on this very program that Boston would win a 2nd straight title this season. But in the wake of the Cavs now winning their 14th straight game, why do you think the Celtics are still the better team?
Because they have the experience. And when you look at how they won that game last night, and I look at the Celtics and I'm saying they just got another level defensively. And they won that game last night without Kristaps Porzingis. And you look at the level that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are playing at. Last night they proved that they're the best duo in basketball. Both two-way guys. Jason Tatum is the one that has been a beautiful thing to see. Far as him elevating this game, last night flirting with a 40-point triple-double, we know that he can score on anybody. He's one of the most elite, efficient scorers in the game. But the 8 assists last night, making guys around him better, I just think it's levels to this, and Boston is just on another level than everybody else in the league.
And again, that's no disrespect to Cleveland. They're the third betting choice right now to win the championship. But to Perk's word, it's the Celtics right now sitting that number 1 spot in terms of the odds. Perk, appreciate the time. Good luck on Saturday Night Live coming up next weekend.
And making statements for the doubters, starting with the end of the MVP race. That's right, it's over. Wrap it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and these Thunder taking on the Denver Nuggets, and that is SGA to the rim. He's got 40 in back-to-back games coming in, and he said, listen, that's what it's all about for me. I love MVPs, I love All-Stars, I love all the accolades that come with it. None of it matters if you don't win. Well, OKC's done that more than 50 times this season. They're doing just fine as SGA gets a little step-back 3 to fall. Only made 2 of them, but you're going to see both threes in this highlight. We go third quarter, the Nuggets down by only 8. I got a blue arrow sighting. Jamal Murray to Nikola Jokic, and the dad bod God working on Isaiah Hartenstein. Jokic went for 24, 13, and 9. He right now the runner-up for the MVP, according to odds makers. Jokic, step-back 3, no. Murray, yes, he had 17, but just 1 of 5 from distance. It was just a 3-point game going into the fourth, but OKC would outscore Denver 41-20 in the final frame. You saw Shai Gilgeous-Alexander go behind the back, little step back to the mid-range game, Gary.
Yeah, no, not mid at all.
Anything but mid. We told you we'd show you both threes. There's the other one. Another 40-point performance for SGA. The Thunder go on to win 127-103. The prohibitive favorite. He's been the MVP favorite for a while, but after yesterday's win, the odds increase yet again. He's now a minus 700 odds-on favorite to win the award. Is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, averaging better than 40 a game in March. He has made 36 straight free throws on top of it.
All right, from the best in the West to the beast in the East, 14 now. And counting for Donovan Mitchell and these Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Bucks. Milwaukee 0-8 versus top 3 teams in the East. 0-4 against Boston, 0-3 against the Cavs, 0-2 against the Knicks. Donovan Mitchell using his Cavs right there to elevate and hit a triple. He had 15 points 6 times. Ball movement good. Oh, Dean Wade in the corner. Cavs on a 6-0 run, 7 to go. They're up 11, same corner. Same result, different player, Isaac Okoro. A 9-0 run for the Cavs. They lead by 14. All 5 Cavaliers starters went for double digits. Okoro again with the runner. It's 11-0 run. And Darius Garland, listen, it's March. It's always Garland season, though, finding Jarrett Allen over Brook Lopez. That's just tall on tall. Cavs on a 13-0 run. They get their 14th straight win, 112-100. So with 14 in a row, the Cavs now on pace to win 69 games this season. Nice. That put them in a tie for third most by any team in a season in the league's history. 3 of the other 4 teams to reach that mark, they won the title. Warriors lost in 7.
Noted former Cav, LeBron James, expected to miss at least 1 to 2 weeks with a groin strain. That, according to what sources tell ESPN's Shams Charania. The Lakers star will be further evaluated later today, as a matter of fact. LeBron himself downplaying the injury after suffering it Saturday night in the loss in Boston. But Shams is saying the Lakers are bracing to be without him for a period of time and will be cautious as they hang on to the 2 seed out west. Remember, LeBron injured this groin back in 2018, says he's been here before. Meanwhile, the Lakers will find themselves playing 6 games in 8 days. That is the road ahead for Los Angeles, including stops in Milwaukee and Denver. Lakers will actually be the only NBA team to play 6 games in an 8-day span all season. Listen, bragging rights in the state of California, the Sunshine State, very much on the line. Joking. Save the tweets. Pick things up. Final seconds regulation. Zach attack. Friends forever. Yes, not there. But good. Zach LaVine did have 30 points, none there. We go to overtime. 4 minutes to play in OT. James Harden's been on one of late. 29 points.
Ooh.
Yeah, 11 dimes, 9 rebounds. Somebody get an optometrist. That dude has a jumper in his eye. DeMar DeRozan, though. It's one of the worst shots in basketball. The one where your foot's on the three-point line, unless you make it. All square at 104. DeRozan, another jumper. 31 points. That was actually a game high, and the Kings are up 1. Here come the Clippers, though. The Beard, downhill. Nobody stops ball. Little floater goes. You'll float, too.
Whoa.
We all float down here. That's a snug shot. And then Kawhi. Down 1, final seconds of overtime, across the lane, left hand fall away.
Wow.
Yes. Got a lot of rim and just enough net. 17 points in this one. James Harden said players make big time plays, and he's done it throughout his entire career. 111, 110. Just the second